Have you ever watched a ball game in front of the television set with a group of friends or family, shouting at every turn in the game and relentlessly rooting your country on?
Have you ever sang your national anthem loud and clear for no other reason than to show that you love your country fiercely and unconditionally?
Have you ever tilted your face skyward to see your flag shimmering in the wind, and in a breathtaking moment, feel the immense pride for your country and boundless joy that you were part of it?
I believe we all have. We all have our own unique way of showing love for our nation, and that's what we want to be talking about today. Patriotism, or in other words, love for our country. I spent most of my childhood in the U.S., and even now I remember clearly how every morning the children would all stand to face the national flag and say these words: "I pledge allegiance to the flag, to the United States of America." It was much later on that I finally understood what the grown-ups of their country were trying to do to their children. They were educating them to love their country. And it worked, I'll have to say. I could feel them radiating pride for this government, this land, this nation. And as I studied their own history alongside them, there was no doubt that they could not love their country more than they already did. Then I thought of the flag ceremony that us children in Taiwan were taught to attend. I thought of how we'd stand at attention every morning to sing our national anthem, and how we'd salute the flag as it were raised inch by inch into the sky. We too were educated to love our country. We too were taught the history of our land and our people, and how our country came to be. But somehow it feels different from what the American children were taught to feel. Somehow we lack a little bit of their pride. Why is it that the children of the two countries were both taught to love their country through books and education, and yet the results differed so immensely? Where is our pride for our people, our nation?
The problem here lies within two things: history and recognition. Let's start with our first issue, history. The people of the United States have a complete history to look back upon. Ever since they won the Revolutionary War in the year 1776, they have lived with the roles of the government that the founding fathers of their countries had left in their wake. They have lived on a sandbag scope of land they called home, with the newcomers choosing to come to this strange new land for no other reason than their own free will. And then we look upon our own history, as we see it separated into several periods of different roles: the Dutch, the Spanish, the Chen family, the Qing dynasty, the Japanese, and finally now the Republic of China. We don't have one history to look back upon. We have several broken pieces of a timeline patched together to form something that resembles a mirror of our past. And every different period of growth introduces a whole different culture to our people, challenging our own beliefs and customs, and forcing us to accept the religions of their native land. And what about our newcomers? A group of people came with the ROC government just over 70 years ago. People who had lost their homes and their loved ones to warfare, and that had been forced to come to this unknown land with its unfamiliar people and history. To them, this small island was only a make-do shelter from its temporary storm. Their hearts were still hundreds of kilometers away in mainland China. So naturally, understandably, they could not love this land as they would their home.
And now we come to our second issue, recognition. The United States of America is a globally recognized nation, with worldwide influence in economy, culture, technology, etc. Therefore, it is understandable that their people would come to take pride in their own achievements, and in the process feed and strengthen the spirit of balance shared amongst them. But for us, the ROC government is not one recognized among the United Nations. We work as a nation, act as a nation. But in fact, we are only the frameless image of one because we are not acknowledged by the world. So it makes it hard for us to channel emotion into anything because we do not know what to channel it upon. Is it the people, or the land that we grew up on? Or is it the idea of the country that should be globally recognized? To the world, we are the country that does not exist. And the very fact cuts our self-esteem to the core. We are tired of being neglected by the world. Yet, don't get me wrong, we too love our country, just in a way different from that of the Americans. We love our land, our people. We love being a part of something, no matter how small or how much every other nation begs to differ. Sure, we are not as strong or as bold as the Americans, but the determination reflects in our eyes as we root our people on, show that we are not weak either. Because we love our country too. In a different way, perhaps, but the same seed of patriotism is there in our hearts all the same.